Think about your daily routine. You wake up, switch on a light, charge your phone, maybe drive to work. Now imagine if that electricity came from wind farms, your vehicle ran on battery storage, and your city grid balanced solar and nuclear power in real time. That quiet transformation, happening behind the scenes, is what the Energy Transition Index measures. The 2025 edition reveals something crucial. Progress is returning, but the global transition remains uneven, exposed to geopolitical shocks, rising demand, and capital constraints. Let's break it down. What is the Energy Transition Index? The Energy Transition Index, or ET, is published annually by the World Economic Forum. It evaluates 118 countries across two main pillars: system performance, 60% weightage, which comprises of energy security, energy equity, environmental sustainability, transition readiness, 40% weightage, that includes regulation and political commitment, infrastructure, education and human capital, innovation, finance and investment. Countries are scored on a 0 to 100 scale using 43 indicators. This means the ET doesn't just measure renewable capacity, it measures whether a country can deliver transition at scale. Evaluation process. Each country receives a system performance score reflecting real-world outcomes in security, equity and sustainability. A transition readiness score reflecting enabling conditions. In 2025, global ET improved by 1.1% year-on-year. System performance improved 1.2%, while transition readiness slowed to 0.8%. However, that slowdown in readiness is important, because readiness today determines performance tomorrow. Top 10 countries, with key factors. The ETI ranking for the year are as follows. 1. Sweden, rank 1, score 77.5, leads due to diversified clean energy mix, strong carbon pricing, and institutional stability. 2. Finland, rank 2, score 71.8, combines nuclear and renewables with strong grid reliability. 3. Denmark, rank 3, score 71.6, wind integration and policy continuity remain decisive. 4. Norway, rank 4, score 71.5, hydropower dominance and EV penetration support equity and sustainability. 5. Switzerland, rank 5, score 71.0, high energy efficiency and strong regulatory architecture. 6. Austria, rank 6, renewable build-out backed by integrated planning. 7. Latvia, rank 7, entered top 10 after strong clean investment growth. 8. Netherlands, rank 8, offshore wind and hydrogen-ready infrastructure. 9. Germany, rank 9, industrial transition strategy and coal phase down. 10. Portugal, rank 10, strong renewable penetration and import reduction. You can easily notice the pattern. Policy stability with infrastructure and financing depth results in impactful energy transition. Continent-wise breakup of top 50. Based on ranking, here's the continent distribution. Europe, majority 22+, Asia Pacific, 12, North America, 7, Middle East, 3, Latin America, 3, Africa, 2, Europe dominates due to regulatory maturity and grid integration. Emerging Asia shows scale-driven growth. Africa remains underrepresented due to financing and infrastructure constraints. If this deep dive analysis helps you understand where global power is shifting, subscribe now. We decode global indexes with clarity and context every week. India's standpoint, rank, potential and bottlenecks. India ranks 71st with an ETI score of 53.3. Strengths: India improved in energy efficiency and methane emission reductions. Investment capacity and regulatory environment have strengthened over the decade. Solar expansion has been aggressive, and renewable auctions remain globally competitive. Challenges: coal dependency remains significant. Grid reliability requires modernization. Financing costs are higher than in advanced economies. Energy import dependency continues to impact security. India's transition is scale complex. Unlike Nordic economies, India must balance development, affordability, and decarbonization simultaneously. Its long-term potential is high, but infrastructure delivery remains decisive. Top movers and gainers Latvia and UAE recorded some of the strongest improvements in 2025. Nigeria jumped dramatically in transition readiness due to investment and regulatory reform. China reached its highest rank ever, reflecting clean tech manufacturing dominance. Momentum is strongest where policy, capital, and infrastructure align. Common barriers identified in the report: fossil fuel lock-in, weak institutions, limited grid infrastructure, high capital costs, energy import dependence, regulatory instability. In many sub-Saharan countries, underinvestment and limited human capital constrain readiness. Progress is uneven and increasingly multi-speed. Geopolitical impact: the report highlights rising geopolitical fragmentation and supply chain vulnerability. Energy security is being redefined. It now includes critical mineral access, grid resilience, digital infrastructure, supply chain localization. Over 90% of clean energy investment since 2021 has flowed into advanced economies in China, while 80% of demand growth comes from emerging markets. That mismatch could define the next decade. Energy transition is no longer just climate policy. It is industrial policy, it is trade leverage, it is strategic autonomy. 10 key takeaways. 1. Momentum has returned, but durability is uncertain amid geopolitical tension. 2. System performance is improving faster than readiness, a structural warning sign. 3. Europe leads due to regulatory maturity and institutional depth. 4. China's rise reflects scale manufacturing and innovation strength. 5. The US leads in security but must improve sustainability metrics. 6. India is improving steadily but faces infrastructure bottlenecks. 7. Clean energy investment has doubled since 2020 but remains below required levels. 8. Energy demand growth from AI and electrification is reshaping grid pressures. 9. Financing constraints in emerging markets remain the largest global gap. 10. The energy transition will be multi-speed and context-specific, not uniform. The Energy Transition Index 2025 shows clear progress, but it also reveals fragility. In a world facing geopolitical fragmentation, supply chain tension, and climate urgency, energy transition is no longer optional. It defines economic competitiveness, industrial strength, and geopolitical relevance. Subscribe and stay informed on the forces shaping global power.